3 centuries ago, Japan was unified under the Tokugawa Shogunate. It closed its doors to the rest of the world, and for a time the island nation prospered. Yet despite its apparent tranquility, conflict brewed beneath the surface. Feudal lords known as Daimyo were kept under strict surveillance. In public, they were loyal. But the coals of discontent were slowly being fanned towards conflagration. Deep in the mountains of Kurosu, weapons were secretly forged in preparation for rebellion. But the Shogun's forces got wind of the plan and took terrible and bloody reprisals. Count on another type of weapon being forged in Kurosu. Warriors known as the Veiled Edge. Skilled in both subterfuge and the way of the sword, these nameless assassins were unmatched in their abilities. Under the tutelage of a master, the Bladesmith, they honed their skills in pairs called Blade Twins. Go! Separately, formidable. Together, unstoppable. Blade Twins are forever tied together by the bonds of fate.
Alright, so I didn't want to speak too much over the commentary, and hopefully the brightness level was okay. It seems like a lot of heavy blacks, dark shaded areas. I may have to go back and reference that. So this is where the game kicks you off in, the character creation, which I wasn't aware that there was a character creation. There is 2 characters that you get to customize, is the protagonist and the other protagonist in the game. So this is the default looks of them. So obviously it's a very Asian based game in terms of the look and style. You can customize them and, you know, make them look to what you desire to be. If you want to have 2 females, you can. Or if you want to have 2 males, you can. The game does not hold you back in any regard in terms of that. You can just switch to your partner and customize them as you desire. I'm going to save you the time, and I already got some presets that I like to use, so I'm going to load them up. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to load up this one for who I want to be, and he's slightly, actually he looks a lot like me. I'm speaking to you, and except he has better hair than me. But anyway, we'll get her situated, load her up, and there you go. So I got my 2 characters customized. I'm going to show you comparison mode, see what they look like side by side. I'm going to make them, you know, I try to make them look foreign to the land, so that's why I don't have the typical Asian, make them look a little bit more Western. I don't know, it's just when I think of Ronin, I think of more Keanu Reeves Ronin style. I don't know, that's just me. Alright, cool. I got them customized and I'm going to finalize it. And so this is another part of the game where you can customize too. Setting up your veil edges. As a swordsmith polishes a blade, so does the bladesmith sharpen the veil edge in their charge. Choose a blade sharpening origin to determine the veil edge initial abilities and special skills, as well as weapons, with which they exceed. So it's another customization part. So there's killer, breaker, seducer, sapper, and beginner, and unsharpened. So I think I'm gonna put it on I'm going to put it on killer. And you see the weapon, the recommended weapons that are available. Breaker is that, which is interesting. Maybe I'll do that for my second playthrough. And I think for giggles, we'll do it a third one. But okay, do killer. I just love the way the game just kicks you into this motion. This scene right here is what's cool as introduction. So you can pick your character. Since I've already played this before in a way, I'm gonna pick her just as a change of pace. No, don't worry, we can choose different characters later on. These are the little banners. This is kind of like little save points. Every game has them. So interacting with the Veil Edge banner will restore your health as well as replenish your medicinal pills and projectiles. Just be warned that it will also cause defeated enemies to reappear. When you run out of health or restart the game, you will return to the last Veil Edge banner that you interact with, or else the last checkpoint you get past. So that's the banner in a nutshell. So we start off in this beautiful little village in the woods. Hopefully the colors are contrasting and saturated as I like them. I like poppy colors. I don't like blended colors.
What are you going to use?
Alright, so this is where you can pick out your weapon, your weapons of choice. And when you don't have weapons, you're not limited to just attacking with weapons. You can attack with your fist as well. I'm going to pick the typical recommended weapons, which is a katana and the odachi.
You still not done yet?
And this is some of the normal attacks. There's square, then you have forward, square, charge, attack is holding it down. Pressing again, the least unburied attacks. All attacks require key. As initiated by the blue gauge, practice attacks against some bales of straw. So there is a stamina gauge.
Best to go with something that suits you.
And you can drain it by doing several attacks. And so that's the standard combo right here. Kind of the square and forward. It's kind of the lunging, the stabbing motion. If you hold it down, it goes into that. And obviously L3 is to lock on. Up. R3, sorry. R3 is to lock on. Alright, so that's that. And if you want to put your weapon, you hold R1 and press R3, and it just does a nice little pose like that, or take them out. But there's a lot more to do with R1, as you'll find out very, very soon. And here's the Odachi,
Be
which
sure
is kind of
you
like
take
the
some time to get a feel for it.
it's kind of like the Heavy Buster. You can switch between your primary weapons by holding R1 and pressing up on the D-pad, as you can see. It switches between the two, and so obviously the attacks are going to be different. It's going to be slower, and obviously takes more. Let's see. Let me see if it takes more. Yeah, more than likely. And let me switch between the katana. Yep. So the stamina gauge goes down kind of the same, depending on the hits that you are delivering. So that is a lifting attack when you hold the square button for the Odachi, and obviously there's a stabbing motion as well. Oh, and you can jump in this game. You're not limited. You're not limited just to ground. There is a dodge at circle. And triangle is a spark attack, which you can use as an offensive weapon, but most of the time you're going to be using it as a parry. And okay, we're good.
You're happy with that then?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, let's go.
So yeah, I mean, I'm having a great time with this game. That's why I'm able to play this game several times. You can sheath and unsheath, as I said earlier, R1 and R3 together.
Training or not, I won't pull my punches.
But the blade comes out quickly when you press L1. So whether you're sheathed or not, it will come out pretty quick. So you don't have to keep pressing R1 and R3 together. You have the ability to use registered items into your loadout, like medicine pills. So reason why old boy is breathing so hard, because I put the smackdown on him. And yes, you do have a grappling hook.
You coming or what?
Alright, so martial skill. So martial skill is involving holding R1 and the square or the triangle button. Use key to unleash powerful attacks. Each mortal skill, it has a special attribute and may be modified by repeatedly pressing or holding the button. Exhausting the enemy's key using the martial skill or other attacks. Exhaust the enemy's keys using martial skill or other attacks. With their stance broken, they'll be unable to move, and you can unleash devastating strikes. So,
Right. Let's rimba up, shall we?
so let's use some of this martial skill. That's one of them. And when you see that red circle appear in the middle of your enemy, that is like a critical attack that can be performed on them. So, and yes, I did charge it up a little bit. So yeah, she has, well, they have to. But let's put my weapon away and sprint, and you can hold and release to sprint with using R1. And oh boy, it's gonna chill right there. Raise the banner up. All right.
Time to begin. Cross swords and show me all you've done.
I'll get the better of you this.
Alright, so this is what I was speaking about earlier, counter spark. Use the counter spark to deflect and neutralize enemy attacks. You can press it by pressing, well, initialize it by pressing triangle. Deflecting attacks with counter spark will cause enemies to become temporarily panicked, opening up a window of opportunity for you to deal major damage. The enemy panic state is indicated by the red gauge. So timing is a thing in this game, so
Well played.
and I'm getting poked in the face. Alright. The timing is strict.
That's it. Read their intention.
But it's like I said, you can use triangle as an offensive weapon too. You can deflect and repeat attacks of an enemy's combo using the counter sparks, which is still performed by pressing triangle. But please note that deflecting one attack in a combo will not cause an enemy to become panicked. So rather than focus on deflecting everything, it may be best to block. So
Slipped up.
So yeah, that's what happens. Depending on the combo your enemy is performing. Let me get my timing right. Okay, so he's backing up. So I gotta do it perfectly with him. Alright. And the cool thing is that you can be blocking. I'm just going to be speaking over this before I read that. You can block and perform a counter spark at the same time. So like while you're holding L1, you can press triangle out of the block state. So that's that. But anyway, let me read this. Enemy key. The best way to drain an enemy key is to first reduce their maximum key. Panic enemies with counter spark. Panic enemies with counter spark, and then attack to significantly reduce their maximum key, making it easier for you to fully deplete their key. In such situation, use the martial skills to improve more effective than normal attacks.
I know your every move.
So that's what I was saying
You
earlier.
have to do better.
You can, even though I'm in a block state, you know, I can override it with the counter spark. And oh, that's the second one. You know, R1 and triangle. And let's see. So now, this is where I spoke of earlier, the critical hits. Press triangle when the enemy stance has been broken. You fully deplete your enemy's key to break their stance. Once the enemy has been incapacitated and the lock-on icon has turned red, you will be able to execute a critical hit capable of dealing more damage.
What am I doing?
I don't know, who's your mind? And now you can heal allies by pressing R1 next to them.
You've improved.
Yes, you did well. Next, you will fight me. I will face the bull.
And this is where the game comes alive, because now you can attack one enemy with 2 or more characters on the screen at once, depending on who's your ally. She broke my stance. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna be doing a new move that the
In
game
the veiled edge,
that doesn't explain
show me how
yet
well
in this stage, but it's critical for you to know about it, because
it looks like you're getting somewhere.
we'll tearing her apart. But anyway, me go read this, and I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. Veil Edge Twin Unit. You can switch control between either Veil Edge member at any time. Switch control Veiled Edge by holding the L1 button and pressing up on the D-pad. Changing between your character to suit your battle conditions may help you turn a fight into your advantage. Now, there is a function in this game that is very critical, and that is what I just did.
Working together is the only path to success.
Now, this allows me to recharge my ki in situations that is critical, and especially with combos. So to do that is you want to nail a hit, and then you press R1, and that will help replenish your ki that is available. Oh yeah. So her and switch my weapon. Dodged it. And that's the end of that.
That's enough training for now.
So yeah, this is where the game kind of comes alive to me. Like that's my
I'm
hook.
assigning you a new mission. The black ships from America are anchored off the coast at Yokohama. Sneak aboard and steal the secret message in Commodore Perry's possession. And if the opportunity arises, kill Perry. Understood?
Now this is another hook of the game, or game loop they describe it. The game is built on the relationship that you make throughout the world. So your response to different situations, to characters, will reflect on the story, supposedly. So if I say understood, that'll move on. If I say what's the secret message, it is what it is. But I'm going to do it for what is the secret message.
You dare question your master? Well, if you insist. The Shogunate has made a deal with the Americans. That is reason enough for us to strike. This is the day our clan has long prepared for, when we finally go to war with the Tokugawa. This is an order. Failure is not an option. Are you ready to head for the black ships?
And if you don't have the game fully installed, this is where you couldn't go beyond this point. So I found that out the hard way.
Good. I know you will not let me down. Now move. Leave the boat here.
And yes, they do talk. So for all those notions out there that they don't talk or say anything, they do talk. They have some lines. They don't have a lot of lines, but they do talk. Alright. So I'm going to try a different character now.
Let's begin.
They do know how to swim. They don't die when you jump in the water. You can dive underwater, like so. What is that? Hold on. I got enough air to figure out what that is. Oh, okay. Okay, obviously he's about to die. Alright. Almost died. But anyway, locking on to enemies. We spoke about this earlier. This is just basically pressing R3 and R3 joystick. So yeah, locked on to one of them, and they have no clue that we approach. So
The two of us are one.
all right,
Don't forget this.
that's the grappling hook I was spoken. Oh boy, I just ran right off. Don't do what I did. I forgot how smooth the controls were. We can get into it right now. Alright, so there's different enemy types. The different types of enemies can be identified by different overhead icons. One check is a normal enemy, and 2 checks is a formidable foe. Some formidable foes functions acts as the leader of enemy groups. After you have taken out the leader of the enemy group, they will no longer reappear when you interact with a banner. So, leaders and followers. So, keep that in mind because you'll see those throughout the game.
Bring it on.
Alright, so obviously he's a leader, and that is, I guess, a follower. So I want to switch to the Odachi. Man, hold on. Okay, she took care of them. And what I want to do? Oh yeah, go to the checkpoint. Oh, I want to switch. All right. So we got a checkpoint here. We're on the boat. So assassinating enemies, that's the thing in this game. Enemies will notice you and attack if they hear you. You can crouch with L3 and walk lightly with the tilt the L joystick. This will allow you to move silently. And so assassinate an enemy without being noticed. Then press triangle. This will allow you to quickly dispatch the enemy without engaging them, providing you can sneak up on them. Note that you may not be able to assassinate formidable foes in one foul swoop. And yeah, so
Approach from the back. Take it slow.
kind of like Sekiro in that sense, where you got stronger enemies, you can't just assassinate them with just one hit, like this one. But
All
okay,
the practice has paid off.
that's a good thing to have her around. So she came around and assassinated him as a follow-up, which made that task actually easier. I don't think I ever saw her do that before. Alright, so adding affinities. Deflecting enemy gunfire and such attacks with well-timed counter sparks will temporarily set your weapon ablaze. Attacking enemies in this state will cause them to burn. Alright, so this is kind of hard to time. I can block it, but yeah, the timing's always throwing me off. I'm gonna try to get it for you guys. Alright, do this. Wait, come on. Come on. There we go. So now,
This way.
so yeah, the timing on that is quite a pain. But you have rifles in this game. Rifles are noisy but enable powerful attack at range. So to steady it, I mean, not to steady it, but to ready it is L3. No, L2, and to shoot it is R2. Landing a headshot will greatly increase the damage dealt. So now your boy has a rifle.
Looks pretty busy. Is there another way?
Yes there is. Let me grab this real quick. And I remember the first time I played through this, I went through and dealt with them, and I kept dying repeatedly on that. But you can easily go this way and avoid them altogether. Well, you can come back and deal with them, but in terms of learning how the mechanics of this gameplay, it's kind of best to avoid them. But you wouldn't know that unless you bump your head against that wall several times like I did. Alright, so you can use a grappling hook in battle. You can use your grappling rope as a weapon when locked on to an enemy. Also, certain objects like explosive barrels can be thrown at enemies. Throw grappling rope at enemies is just a simple press of R2. Use a grappling rope to throw objects at enemies. You have to hold R2 while the icon is displayed. So that was something I had to learn just by trial and error. Just like that.
Bring it on.
And then you can use it on the enemy itself. Game gets quite violent. Oh, you're not gonna do my assist like that. Oh.
They are no match for the veiled edge.
Alright, we got a black sheep. Oh yeah, so yeah, the weapons have blood on them. You can clean it off by doing that, like I was saying. And they were saying something about that. Oh, the more blood that accumulates on your blade, and when you wipe it off in that manner, the more stamina gauge returns back to you. Just back up. So now we have the black key, so I'm gonna sneak up on Oak if I can. Hold on. I know I can shoot him with a rifle. Do I have the rifle equipped? I don't think so. Let me hold on. Let me double check on my equipment. And this is a menu screen equipment. You know, weapon, armors, and accessories are equipped to specific slots. Weapons and armor have their own aptitude. So equipment, items that are suited to your skills to really them. Wait, so equipped items that are suited to your skills. So to get the really most out of them, press L2 for details of the stat aptitude, and press the, what is that button called? The face to save and load equipment styles. Okay, I didn't know. View info L3 and status R3. All right, cool. I didn't know that. Okay, so this is weapon, and that's all the weapons I have so far. And this is also the fighting styles that are available for this weapon that I have unlocked. Well, that I have enabled right now. Sub weapons is the weapon that I was getting to. So I have the rifle equipped, good, and the armor. You can change your armors, your items. Okay, and I think I'm good. All right, so I don't think I can get around him without facing him face to face, because I just have to rush in.
Prepare yourself.
Off goes his head and his arms. Let's go here. Crouch with L3. And wait, there was something. Hold on. Let's see. There was something else that I wanted to check out. Oh, here it is. Is it over here? I think so. Let's see. There it is. Giving y'all some pro stats. Now I got a better rifle. And so this to show you how the equipment works. Sometimes you get a duplicate of the same item, but the stats are going to be better. So obviously we'll equip the one with a better attack power. Okay. Easy pickings.
Child's play.
I agree. That's where we're gonna go, but I'm gonna take care of a couple of business over here. Alright. And that's when my man starts getting funky. Look at the glitching. They need to patch that up. I don't know why he does that every time. Alright. You know what? I feel like taking those guys out upstairs, but yeah, I don't need to. So I need to pick this up. This is that. Here's a captain's key. Perry's report. And we can check the inventory. Going down to the items here. Okay, so I got some healing elixirs I want to equip, and go to the inventory. As you can see, written report, Perry's report, a report written by captain of the black ship. Okay, and you guys can read that if you want to. I'm just gonna pause real quick, and then we're gonna go to the next item. Alright, so like I said, this game has a lot of depth to it. There a lot of depth to it.
This country will open up at long last. After an epic voyage, I will find work.
Alright, so
Japan. The great white whale that's eluded all others. But my vision is clear, and my harpoon ready. Huh? Assassins! I will not die till I've netted this whale.
So obviously he means some business. He's taking on both of us at the same time. Enemy martial skills. To avoid the martial skills of the enemy enveloped by a murderous red aura, you will have to rely on the perfectly timed counter spark to deflect. There are enemy martial skills which are very tricky to deflect with a counter spark, and some cannot be blocked by guarding. For this reason, dodging can sometimes be more an effective strategy.
Watch out!
Hey, I got it. Oh man. Oh, yeah. Got it. All right.
Too sensitive. Kill me, and you're all done for.
Alright. I can take it. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh. That's not good. He definitely wanted that kill.
Come a long way. I'm not dying.
Uh-oh. Oh, my bad. Press the wrong button.
Time to finish him off.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't let you kill him.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Get out of there! You are not completely inept.
He put my boy down. Alright, got his attention. I'm no match for him.
Two of you. The Veiled Edge. So you actually exist. Rumor is, a Veiled Edge will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed?
So this is where, you know, you make your final decision. Who you want to be during the game. Do you want to be the pretty vixen or the strong, cold-hearted, but lovable hero? So I'm gonna pick the hero instead of the pretty vixen. Gotta keep going, man. We got shot in the chest.
A Veiled Edge without a partner. Truly a pitiful sight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
That was the only trace that remained.
You have to rub it in. That's what he's thinking. Or maybe he said, like, man, you have to state the obvious.
The two of us are one. Don't forget this.
Alright, so this is where I'm going to leave off at. Thank you guys for watching this first playthrough, or let's play, I'm sorry, of Rise of Ronin. Be sure to check out my other uploads if you have some time to hang out on the channel. Let me know what you guys think of this game so far. Let me know what you think about my commentary, what I can do to improve your experience and viewing pleasure on the YouTube platform. Other than that, you guys take care of yourselves. Stay safe. What I usually say, stay safe, stay fly. No. Take care, stay safe, and stay fly, my Ravens.